So the first question that we have that we could talk about today is about mast cell activation. So mast cell activation is a relatively newly recognized issue or health concern, and there is an interview on the summit about mast cell activation that I think is worth listening to, because it's a pretty common problem and is really actually, I think, basically fundamentally involved in all inflammation. So there are people who have a mast cell activation in a much bigger way, in the sense that they're basically being activated all the time. That also may have to do with the amount of inflammation that they have in their own bodies all the time. And that can certainly be like a major contributor to constant pain. PEMFs don't directly affect mast cell activation. In other words, they don't turn off that specific function in the body. The impact of PEMFs on mast cell activation has more to do with reducing the inflammation. So if you reduce inflammation, you reduce pain. So that's one of the core fundamental actions of PEMF therapies of most kinds. I have a blog on drpawluk.com called Inflammation, Pain, Adenosine, ADNOSINE, Adenosine, and PEMFs. That blog talks about the need to have an optimal magnetic field to decrease inflammation by acting through the adenosine receptor. Now, inflammation is reduced in the body in a number of ways. So that's one of the direct ways that you reduce inflammation, is by working on the adenosine receptor. So I would encourage you to read that blog to get more detailed information about this particular action. So if you reduce inflammation, you reduce mast cell activation. In the areas of inflammation, mast cells and other inflammatory cells basically release contents, like histamine is one of the key chemicals that's released, and that causes itching and pain, and further aggravates or accentuates the inflammatory process. So everybody has it, and we all need it. We need it to help us with acute inflammation in particular. When it's chronic, that's when you want to intervene, when you want to reduce it, because it's no longer serving you functionally like acute inflammation does. You want to reduce it to be able to, again, reduce the pain and discomfort and further tissue damage wherever you happen to have that excessive inflammation. So PEMF therapies help with mast cell activation primarily by reducing inflammation. Now, we don't have direct research evidence that PEMFs actually decrease histamine levels or decrease mast cell release of histamine, but we do know that this works through that kind of anti-inflammatory mechanism.